A major Canadian industry is suffering badly at the hands of pirates. Figures released by the musical recording industry show copyright piracy is on the increase, and there seems to be little the industry can do about it. Here's Stuart Langford.
The legitimate record business in this country is booming. Last year alone, Canadians bought over $500 million worth of stereo records and tapes. This year, sales should be even higher. That's good news for retailers, producers, and recording stars, but the boom in record sales has brought with it some bad news as well.
At least 1 out of every 20 recordings sold in Canada is produced illegally. They're called pirate records if they're simply illegal reproductions of existing albums. They're bootleg records if they're unauthorized recordings of live concerts. You probably won't find them in major record outlets like this one in Toronto, but they are reaching the market. Over $25 million worth of pirated and bootleg recordings were sold in Canada last year. This is Rush, Canada's top-selling rock group. When they record a concert like this one, they spend thousands of dollars on equipment and technical help. After the performance, it takes months to produce an album which is good enough to sell. This year, someone snuck a tape recorder into a Rush concert in Montreal. The tape was quickly turned into a bootleg record, and before the rock group could stop it, thousands of copies were sold. The members of Rush are naturally unhappy about the money they lost from the illegal sales, but what disturbs them most is the poor quality of bootleg products.
It sort of defeats our whole purpose as a band, because when we go in to record, we want to make the best possible album and appeal to the ideal listener. Now, this is obviously not appealing to the ideal listener because there's no care at all for the sound quality or even the price, you know, so it's a total fraud.
Brian Robertson is the president of the Canadian Recording Industry Association. Robertson says that there is so much money in illegal records that pirate companies may soon become as large as the legitimate ones if they're not stopped.
Now, most of the bootleg product comes from the States, and there was a seizure there in California 3 weeks ago, and we believe it was the company that was manufacturing this Rush product. Right. And they seized, the FBI seized 12 tons of records.
According to Robertson, the only way to protect the Canadian recording industry is to tighten up Canada's copyright laws. Every time a group like Rush gives a concert, they run the risk of being illegally recorded. Under the present law, the punishment for doing that is a mere $200 fine. Stuart Langford, CBC News, Toronto.